Welcome to DBL. So Brad Pitt and George Clooney are back together. Ow, ow, yep. And we're getting a first look at their new movie called Wolves. They play two fixers who are assigned the same job and reluctantly have to work together. Watch.
Oh.
It's a different thing now.
It's gonna be a long night.
Where'd you get the drugs?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where did you get the drugs? Talk. There's an art to this you may not realize.
But the artist saying the same thing over and over.
Let's see your technique. I showed you my luggage card trick. Admit it. It was cool.
Okay, fine. It was very cool.
Where'd you get the drugs?
So this is the first time the two have teamed up in a movie in 16 years. The last movie they starred in together was Burn After Reading, way back in 2008. And many fans online said they were excited to see Rusty and Danny together again, making a reference to their characters in the Ocean's 11 movies. Now, a lot of people love this duo, Tori. They're also really good friends in real life. But do they still got it? Are they going to bring people back to the theaters?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
They are our movie stars, these guys, right? If you didn't know, Ocean's 11 was originally with the Rat Pack, Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. They are our Rat Pack, right? And when you also see the two of them together, you're reminded of the Butch Cassidy Sundance Kid, the Paul Newmans and the Robert Redfords, the Sting, just the hottest, best, goodest looking. I mean, they take my breath away of how gorgeous these two men are. It looks funny. I need a movie, man. I need a movie to escape. I need
and
something.
this will be exclusively in theaters. So will this bring you back to the theater?
Yes, because it's, you know what? It's a movie star movie. This is what I like. So I will be there with bells on and mostly for the Pit.
I wonder, and Eric, I want to ask you, do you think that you need something else to get people off of their couch? When you, like,
Other than movie star, you mean?
Other than a movie star. Because if you think about Barbie, you could go and take a picture inside of the box. You dress up.
Right.
Spider-Man and all the Hobbit movies, people dress up, they come in character. There's a storyline, they meet friends there. Do people just go to see a movie with actors they like, or do you need that second thing now to get people off the couch where they can't pause it when they want, can't order delivery?
Well, I think about the last movie that I've been like, I need to get to the movie theater, and it's Babes with Michelle Buteau and
Ilana
Glazer. Because I was super excited by the plot of the movie. It's the first time that I've seen a movie that's speaking to women who are of childbearing age or have friends who have children. And I was like, oh my gosh, we got to go see this movie, or we got to watch this movie. And then I was looking like, is it on Apple? Is it on Netflix? I was like, oh, man, well, I guess I got to go to the theater.
Okay.
And it was like, I got so excited about the trailer, so I think that's it. You get people so enticed, I know, shocker, by the trailer that it motivates them to get to the movie theater.
Yep, I love it. And our viewers are all echoing it. So Tori is agreed, Erica agreed, Tori.
Aging like fine wine.
And they got it.
I'll just say this, just hearing her talk about my girl Michelle is like my first friend in comedy. When I was still a middle school, and it's just like so. It was stunning to hear you talk about her, because it's like she was Erica before you were in my life, just like my sister, my whole life. Like that was my girl. I remember when she was just an editor. Yeah,
are you proud of her?
I'm really proud. So it's really great. Go see the movie Babes.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk about Shania Twain, shall we? Because she is opening up about her painful divorce from music producer Mutt Lange. Shania was married to Mutt for 15 years before they split back in 2008, and after she found out he was having an affair with her best friend. On a podcast, Shania said her ex deserves empathy and understanding over what he did. Have a listen.
Hate my ex-husband for making a mistake? No, it's his mistake, not my mistake. So sad for him that he made such a great mistake that he has to live with. So, and I don't know what that is, but that's not my weight.
Was that genuine or a little shade? What do you think, Erica?
I think it was genuine shade. You can have both, and it doesn't even have to be malicious. I mean, she is acknowledging that she's not going to carry his decisions, but also that his decisions might, although they are married to, like, he's married to the former ex-best friend, she's married to her ex-best friend's spouse or
they switched.
ex-husband.
Switcheroo.
They switched.
Switcheroo.
And they're both still with these spouses.
I think that has to be noted, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not right to cheat, but at least it's not this one-night stand. They both fell in love with.
Right, but I mean, by virtue of the fact that she's speaking this way today on a podcast, I think she's still acknowledging that she feels that he made a mistake. I mean,
there was
that's
betrayal.
what she said.
Yeah, he could have divorced her.
Yeah, there was betrayal. I do think in Buddhism, really quick, there's something to said about the second arrow, and it's really clear is when something is hurt, we have a first arrow, but what most people do is they shoot themselves with a second arrow about, I can't believe this happened, and then you're worrying about 2 arrows and you're bleeding to death. And the idea is she let him have that second arrow. She didn't shoot herself. She let him have those karmic seeds. He needs to burn up.
Are you following this?
Yeah, no, there's something about a flaming arrow. You know, you lost me.
How can you not follow?
But you could be bleeding to death from the one arrow.
I saw
one arrow is the betrayal. The second arrow is
you
all
don't
the
pull
seeds.
the arrow out.
What I'm saying is she didn't take that in and hurt herself like many of us do with a samurai sword of guilt and shame. What she did is she says, you have to burn those seeds up. You take that second arrow. Do you get me?
I do.
Yes, I do.
But I could see his eyes darting around the room when you were talking.
I want to say this because it was so important, and free plug here. Erica was on my podcast, My Safe Word is More. The last episode that we did is titled Somebody Else's Husband, and this is that story. Because Erica said something
But you divorced
I didn't think about. That you could be married to somebody and it's not working. It doesn't mean Sam's terrible. It doesn't mean Al's. It means that you're married to somebody else's husband. I'm supposed to be with somebody else. And it actually seems like this is that story. Because for as much as cheating is gross and untoward, it seems like it worked out.
I'm not getting you. I'm sorry. I was darting.
That they're still married with the new people. I'm sorry that it didn't involve arrows and shields. Erica, what do you think?
Well, no, I agree. I said it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes you marry somebody else's husband.
Okay, so I was right.
I did.
And
Not
a
this time.
man of
Check
mine.
out My Safe Word is More.
That's right.
Yep. All right.
Thanks for the plug.
We are getting another look at the upcoming Lifetime series all about Gypsy Rose's life after spending 8 years in prison for helping kill her mother. The new preview looks at her crumbling marriage to Ryan and the new guy coming between them. Watch.
I am kind of rushing into things and wanting to do everything all at once.
She's 30 years old. She's making 17, 18-year-old person type decisions.
We had sex. It wasn't protected.
Are you pregnant?
Ken checked in.
What?
If something happens with Gypsy and Ken, it's going to be your fault.
He's trying to weasel his way back in because now Gypsy's out of prison.
I've never been on camera before talking about anything like this.
Who was that? Who you texting?
Ooh, I have so many thoughts about this, but Al, I want to go to you first, considering that you've followed every detail of this story. What are you thinking? Are you excited to see it?
I was forced to follow it, Sam. I was forced to follow Gypsy Rose. It was in my face, and I've said this before. I had to ask you guys. I was like, who is this rando on my feed? And look, the obsession with her is honestly, I don't get it, but a lot of people, for some reason, resonate with what's going on with her. I still don't understand it. I don't understand why people are following her life post-prison. But Erica, maybe you can speak to what the Gypsy Rose effect is, because everybody seems to care. There's been movies, there's been miniseries.
I'm supposed to speak to it?
Yes.
Let's just be clear. I likely wouldn't know who Gypsy Rose was until Al started sending us
all of us
screenshot
constantly.
after screenshot after all of the links being like, who is this person? Why are they being shoved in our faces? And I'm over here like, I don't know. Why are you shoving this person in my face? I am on vacation. I don't care, Al.
I think Al's not alone with his intrigue for her. I think a lot of people, once they know her story and how traumatic and horrific the abuse was, and yes, she should not have killed her mother, but at the same time, you can all understand why.
Yes, you can.
She killed her mother, and she did serve her time. A lot of people want to see her redemption story. A lot of people want to see her have a chance at love, a chance at happiness. So, and I want that too for her. I do. I'm invested in her story and her comeback, so to speak. If I were
Do you think she's being exploited?
Yes, that's what I'm worried about. And I'm glad you brought that up, because she might feel like she's on top of the world right now, but man, Hollywood chews you up and spits you out. And I'm really really worried considering, I mean, it's difficult enough for all of us.
Yeah.
And we have paid our dues. We've been to countless auditions. We know how to have thick skin. Someone like her, she's being thrown into the wolves. So I am concerned for her.
But with the wolves comes a lot of free plastic surgery and money.
She did get plastic surgery.
Everybody says Hollywood chews you up and spits you out, but it spits you out with $2 million in your account.
I've got to push back on the plastic surgery. She was medically tortured, and things with her face were done to her without her knowledge. Teeth were taken out, hair was shaved. She wasn't able to have nutrition. So when she fixes herself, to me, it isn't exactly beauty. That is reclaiming herself as medically as her own. I mean, I know that can seem a little silly, but when your whole body and physical self is done surgeries to you that you don't even know about and were not necessary, there's some surgeries that you claim as your own that I think are important.
Explain it in arrows.